This is one of the formatting things of the Chayyei. He
Okay.
has in parentheses Siman Kuf Pei Hey. Dear reader, look in the Shulchan Aruch over there.
Okay.
And this was really part of his presentation, that he was, even though he's using his own formatting, the chapter system and all this, he's still, the Shulchan Aruch is really what he's going by, because he's trying to be very normative, even though he has bits of a revolutionary kind of streak. And I don't know if we emphasized this earlier, but the idea of a handbook, the idea of a
Mm.
handbook for ordinary people was a little bit of an innovation, probably a lot of an innovation in those days. Think about it. If you wanted to know halachas, you had the big Shulchan Aruch with all the commentaries. They're all arguing, where do we go? What do I do? So you would ask the rabbi. But here's a book that you could actually could guide you without having to, bring the Gemaras and the Rif and the Mordecai and the Lavush. He does it for you. He goes through all the sources. He gives you a kind of a straightforward text to apply to your life, the life of
Oh,
man. Anyway, so here it
I
is a
will.
kind of, yeah. Go on.
Yeah. So one thing I was going to say is, yeah, the Shulchan Aruch does say it's fine. You can bench while you can say grace after meals while drunk. But his the thing he added was it's better to do it prior to your getting drunk. And especially what the halacha that you shared with us before this, where they're drinking whiskey after they're benching, after they're saying the grace after meals. So you're gonna get drunk anyways. Might as well get the right. You're gonna get the
Right,
great.
right,
So get
right,
the
right,
Birkat Hamazon, get it in
right,
now, and then move
right,
on.
right.
And just like what I was saying with the Taz earlier with Rabbi David Halevi Siegel, that that's what they did. They drank beer during the meal, whiskey afterwards, or
Yeah.
meat afterwards. Here it's whiskey, but the same. I mean, it is fascinating when thinking about drunkenness and Jewish ritual, because prayer, we saw, I mean, you showed us earlier, the prayer is problematic when you've even had a little bit, and certainly all the more so once one is fully drunk. It's deeply problematic, and that goes all the way back to the Talmud. But when it
Yeah.
comes to the Birkat Hamazon, saying grace after meals, Shulchan Aruch and also here Chayyei, they're fine with it. Like you're drinking during the meal, that's okay. You have pre-meal, during meal drinking. And I love that he realizes there's post meal drinking too. So before you really go off in the post meal drinking, get it in now. This beer on
Right.
Amazon, yeah,
But just there's also the absence of, like, I don't know, like
judgment.
yeah, just
There's
like harsh, like
there's
people
no
shouldn't be
judgment.
drinking or whatever.
There's no
We're gonna see
judgment
a
here.
few. We're
He's
gonna
just
see a
saying, look,
few
this
other
is
ones
part of
like that.
life. He's
It's
like,
part of
this is
life.
part of
Right,
life. And this is how we
right,
fit it in within
right,
life. We have
right,
our
right,
religious duties, and we have drinking,
right,
and
right.
they're not in conflict. And I'm still really shocked, by the way, about the Birchas Kohanim for the priest blessing. Yeah, you can even have a little whiskey before you go up.
Right, right.